What's up, family? Welcome back to another episode of Patient X Holistic Healing. Today's video, we're going to talk about power. If you've never seen me before, my name is Professor X. I'll be your healing coach and spiritual teacher today. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy the content. If you want to join the family, without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, I'm making this video in response to a few people that I've been mentoring, a few people that I've been seeing within the spiritual community, with outside of the spiritual community, some people I meet in everyday life, whatever, at work, school, I see a lot of people who are not empowered, including myself. Feel me? It is crazy for me because I've done so much work to empower myself. I've done everything. And still, there are times when I give power to things that I shouldn't, or I give my power away willingly. And that is honestly the whole reason why the world is the way it is today. Everybody wants to off-put the pressure, off-put the blame. Everybody wants to put it off on somebody else or something else. Some people, they put it on the God. Some people, they put it on some shit that they'll never have to see, so they can't take accountability. But that power comes when you take accountability. I see it a lot within the spiritual community. A lot of people would just put the blame on some demons or put the blame on this, that, and the third. And I'm like, well, why did that come to you? Why are you attracting situations where, maybe you might be under demonic influence or something of the sort? It's a internal energy that you are projecting out to reality that is making reality put these things in front of you, right? It's like a little board game. On a side note, if you keep putting blame on something, that thing is going to have more power, and it's likely to actually manifest in that way where that thing is actually harming you. Like if somebody were to put the blame on a demon, they're probably going to attract more demonic attacks or demonic influence into their life. But that's another video. I want to keep this video more about what true power is and where true power comes from, right? True power comes from self, right? It comes from you. And, regardless of if you put, regardless of where you place yourself, like if you place yourself as a fraction or a aspect of the Most High and you put your power on yourself that way, but simultaneously giving your power to God, that's true too. You could even put your power on like your physical ego, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this is where my power comes from, and that could be true as well. But either way, your power is going to come from self. It's going to come through you. That's how we manifest things into this physical world. A lot of people want power in this world because power is the only way. In fact, a lot of people want power in this world because power is the only way you can manifest things. When it comes to manifestation, you have potential, you have the actual idea, the imagination, but it takes true power and intellect to actually ground that, whatever that is, into physical reality. So a lot of people want power. You see people in the world, they'll do anything for power, but most people, they don't really ever find true power in their life. But I'm here to reverse that. Like, I want to see people being empowered, including myself. Like I said, like I be having shortcomings and everything. I'm making this video partly because I did some unpowered shit the other day, and it's been like stuck with me ever since. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever want people to think like, oh, he's the guru, he knows everything, like he's perfect. Like, hell no, bro. I be slipping sometimes, but that's natural. You feel me? That's why I'm even doing this in the first place. This helps me stay accountable. But building on the last thought, when I talked about a lot of people never find true power in their life, I'm going to list certain things that a lot of people place their power in, and they think that they have true power, but that's not true power, right? If your power is based off of anything that is seasonal, anything that is, here today, gone tomorrow, anything that's contingent on time, that's not true power. Automatically, that X's out everything in the physical world. Like if you think you're powerful because you got a Mercedes Benz or some shit, it's not true power. If you think you're powerful because maybe you're able to, have a lot of relationships, or you have a lot of sexual partners, that's not real power. I don't care how manipulative you are, even though that is a certain power in itself. The way that manifests in the physical world, that is not real power. Now, what that spawns from, that is true power. I'm not going to lie, but we can get into that later. Anything that manifests physically is not true power. It's the manifestation. Like I told you, you need power to manifest things. A lot of people use their power to manifest things and think that they manifested more power or something that gives them power, but that's not true. Power is power, and that's just what it is. You put your power here, you can take your power out. You put your power in this person, or you take your power out. You keep your power within, you grow, you build, you do whatever you need to do. Now I'm going to list some things that, true power can come from. True power. Overall, there is one power, and that is God. Like I said earlier, if you connect to God in any way, automatically you're empowered to the highest degree. But not everybody knows what to do with that or how to manifest or act that out, right? So I'm going to simplify it into some other things that, maybe not be the most potent power, but they are still true power. Number one is your will, right? That's a lesser form of divine power, but it is still necessary either way. And it can actually transcend to, there's different levels of willpower. You know what I'm saying? It's human willpower, then there's like divine willpower, different levels, right? But sure, human willpower, that is one of your biggest assets in the physical world. This governs how well or how much you will do something. And a lot of people are not able to control these. So they go off the deep end, or they just live a life of misregulation. Another form of true power is, intellect, your mind. What are you doing with your mind, right? Now, some people could argue that it takes power to actually have a strong mind and whatnot. That is also true. But the mind is a tool within itself. I feel like having a mind at all grants you certain powers. The mind is how most people even interact with, the divine or, God, whatever. Wherever true power comes from, the mind is how most people interact with that. So I would say to really strengthen your mind, the next form of true power, I would say, is resources. And this is honestly a little more debatable than the last one, because a lot of people think that, like I said, like the Lambo or like the money is power. And it can be. It's a very powerful tool within the physical world, but it has a lot of limits, right? That's why I'm broadening the term to resources, right? When you consider all resources and how they are all transmutable, then you get true power. But when you isolate a specific resource like money or, food, shelter, like whatever, these are all resources. They don't have that much power in the long run, but you can transmute money into food. You could transmute food into, living and health, vitality. You could transmute your vitality into some mental faculties. You could translate your mental faculties into an action plan that could, Like, I'm not going to go down all the lists, but the inherent nature of resources is to be able to transmute one thing to the next. You feel me? So resources are a true, power. They're a true asset within reality. What you consider a resource is up to you. Truth be told, you should be considering everything a resource, because everything in creation is at your disposal for, you to do whatever you please. You feel me? If you want to fuck off your life and do that, you could do that with your resources, or you could, see a higher purpose and, harvest as much resources as possible to get you to the position that you want to be in. The last and final power, which is the most potent power that I've listed so far, is your soul, your spirit. You feel me? That's like the rich baby daddy. You feel me? Whatever you want, you can have it. As long as you align with your soul, like, you can have it. You feel me? And that's like that's really underrated. It's very slept on. And, even me as a teacher, I slip up, and sometimes my personal desires might get in the way of what my soul wants from me. And, sometimes it gets resentful. Like, I be pissed off sometimes like that. Certain things are not in alignment with me. But at the end of the day, it's like, you can't really get upset or displeased. It's like, there's better shit for you out there. And I know that. But I need you to know so that you can do whatever it takes to align with your soul and align with your highest power. Once you align with your higher self, to be honest, you will have to put in less work. You feel me? I'm on the path of least resistance right now. Everything is really being taken care of for me, pretty much. All I have to do is show up and put in good effort every day. It's consistency. If I was not aligned with my soul, I would be working tooth and nail for some shit that doesn't even matter. And I've been there. You feel me? You want to get out of that state. That's not true power. True power is when reality bends to you and what you have going on. True power is not begging, wishing, needing, wanting, like none of that. You feel me? That we don't want lack energy, period. Being self-empowered and having true power means that you know that you can have whatever you want. You can get anything. As long as you put in the work, draft the steps, grab the resources, and then go out and actually do it, you'll be straight. If you want any more help regarding self-empowerment, I advise you to read this book. Now, it can be like a little manipulative. He goes really hardcore and, no morals in a sense, but that's up for you and your own discernment. Like, you should be able to pinpoint certain shit and be like, oh, that's cool with me, or that's not cool with me. That's not aligned with me. Like, Robert Greene, the author, is very raw, and you should be able to digest that, to be honest. I have a few videos on here where I talk about certain laws that I broke. They have the laws listed on the back. It's 48. Certain laws that I broke in my past and how I overcame that. You feel me? So I'll probably link something right here. Maybe go watch those. Those are usually kind of funnier videos because, I did a lot of fuck shit in my past. But, you live, you learn, you grow. I'll probably have another power video coming out soon. I need to figure out what story to tell because I don't be wanting to tell niggas all the stories. Some of these stories really made me look bad, bro. They made me look like a dick. And I don't like reliving some of this shit. But, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for tuning in to the Patient X Holistic Healing. My name is Professor X, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. If you have anything to add to the conversation, please leave it down below in the comments. That's how we grow the community and engage with each other. I love to debate. I love to, have hot topics in the comments. So please list. If you need help, please put it down there. I'm always out here in the spiritual community helping out. And since I'm helping you, I just ask that you like the video. You feel me? Nothing too crazy. Niggas just click, like the video for your boy. And that's pretty much it, man. I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace.